When it comes to buying and reselling phones as a beginner, it seems extremely complicated to fully understand the entire process. So in this video, I'm going to break down the step-by-step process on what I do in order to purchase a device, put it up for sale, and sell it as fast as possible after I buy it. So if you guys are interested in watching, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel because it truly does help me out. And if you haven't already, go ahead and get your 12 free stocks worth up to $36,000 when you sign up for Webull and deposit 1 penny on the platform. Now, the first thing that you have to do before purchasing any device is obviously find one to purchase. And the two platforms that I use for this is OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, which are two platforms that allow you to buy anything locally. So by going on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, the main thing that I'm looking for is people who post phones up for sale but take absolute garbage pictures, because most people who aren't resellers are not going to be taking high quality pictures of the device they're listing. And of course, if they don't post high quality images, chances are they don't really care about the phone and they're just looking to get rid of it extremely fast. So what I do when looking for phones, because there are a bunch of listings put up daily, is I'm looking for people who just take images on a countertop, on their bed, or just anywhere in general, and just looking for bad lighting. Those people are the people that you're going to target, because most likely they just got a new device and this is their old one. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to negotiate the prices down, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to find reasons to bring the price down as well. Now, after you find this person, there are a few questions that you want to ask them before you even start throwing prices. You never want to send an offer to a person before asking a few questions about the device, because once you set their standards high, it's going to be extremely hard to bring that price down. So on my screen right now are a few questions that you're going to want to ask. Make sure that whatever device you're purchasing is not blacklisted, which means it hasn't been reported lost or stolen. You want to make sure that it's fully clean and that it's unlocked so that you could connect it to any carrier and you won't have an issue if you put a different SIM card into it. You want to make sure that this phone is fully paid off. If you're purchasing a device that isn't fully paid off, that means it's still going to be associated with that person's account after they sell you the device. And if you purchase a phone that is still associated with somebody else's account, they could easily report this phone as blacklisted after about a few weeks of you purchasing it from them. And I wasn't too sure exactly why this happened until recently. So always make sure that if you're purchasing a device that it's fully paid off. Now, once you manage to ask all the questions, it's time for you to find a reason to bring the price down. And this is exactly where different things are going to come in, such as looking for physical damage on the phone, asking about the speakers on this device, asking if the screen is fully workable or if it's been replaced before, asking about water damage and all those types of stuff. Your goal here is to bring the price down as much as possible, because the lower you bring the price, the more profit you're going to make after you try to sell it. So a few things that I would do is just ask people, like I said, has the phone been repaired before? Because when a phone screen is repaired, that means that it's no longer water resistant. And if somebody drops it in the water, it's obviously going to get damaged. So that's one reason to bring the price down, and normally that'll help me bring the price down about $100. Next thing that you could ask is, does it come with a box? Does it come with any accessories? And just throw out a whole bunch of random stuff, because anything that it doesn't come with is something you might have to purchase, which gives them another reason to lower their price. On average, when negotiating, I'm able to bring the prices down about $150 below what I want to sell it for, which means that if I sell it, I'm making $150. But another thing with negotiating is you don't want to come off as an extreme lowballer, because if you keep throwing a whole bunch of lowball offers, you might get ignored a lot more times than you get replies. So make sure you're doing it at a moderate rate so that people are actually sending messages back to you and actually getting back to you in the case that they actually really want to sell this device. Now that you've found the device that you're going to purchase, it's time for you to pick a spot to meet up locally. And the two places that I suggest are either a carrier store like T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon, or just going to an actual police station for your own security. Now, when going to either one of these places, your entire goal here is to make the transaction as fast as possible, while also checking everything that is wrong with the phone if there are any issues. The best part about going to a carrier store though is that you could have the person who works there check the entire device, both internally and externally, to tell you if the device has any issues. So they could always run the IMEI number in their system to see if there's any issue with that. And of course, you'll be able to tell if the phone has been reported lost or stolen right on the spot. After that, if the phone isn't paid off like I was saying earlier, that just means the person has an account associated with this device and you could have it transferred over to yourself in the carrier store. But a benefit with the police station is that you know for a fact no one's going to try to rob you in there, no one's going to try to assault you, and of course your transaction is going to take place extremely smoothly because you just have a lot more protection. So once you purchase this device, it's time for you to start taking pictures and making sure that you do everything properly. As you guys can see right here, I have all three phones on this little table mat, which I will be taking all the pictures on, just like I did for the first phone that I purchased. And pretty much what I do is I just go ahead and get nice angles that kind of just cover the phone completely, move on to the next one, and then of course the next one, so that it looks a bit more aesthetically pleasing to whoever wants to buy it. So all we got to do is take a few pictures, and then we're going to list them up on OfferUp to potentially sell them through there. So when I'm taking pictures of any device, my goal is to make sure I make it look as professional as possible. There are a bunch of pictures online, and a lot of people are going to have their phones up for sale, but you want to make sure that your listing is what stands out, because the more clicks you get, the higher your chance of selling this device is going to be. Every day someone's going to be looking to buy a phone, so it's just a matter of you making your thing stand out. So what I do when taking photos of a phone is that I put it on a flat surface that doesn't have anything in the background. I make sure to sit around some natural light or some artificial light just so that the phone pops a bit, and then I start taking pictures of every little corner, every nick and dent. You just want to make sure that you're as transparent as possible, because the more professional your listing looks, the less that person is going to try to negotiate, and the more they're going to treat you as if you're an actual store. So that's my way of posting these devices and getting them sold the exact same moment that I post them, because the nicer your pictures are, the more people want to buy it. Now that you've taken the photos, it's time for you to really add a description to your listing. The main things that I always put in the description is that the phone is unlocked if it is unlocked, is that it's fully clean and it's not blacklisted in any way, is that the phone doesn't have any external damages, and that it hasn't been replaced in terms of the screen, the battery, or any other components. And of course, you want to give reassurance by telling the person about the battery capacity before they ask for it, and by telling them exactly which carrier it was bought from. Just by adding these small details, you're going to come off as a lot more trustworthy, so the person that's purchasing the device from you won't feel the need to bug you with a bunch of questions when messaging you, and you're saving yourself a whole bunch of time, because you're going to be able to tell who's really serious about buying the device and who isn't. So now that you've negotiated the prices in the DMs, if they try to bring the price down on you, it's time for you to meet up locally again, and this time just go straight to a police department, because you're the person who's selling this device. And I've got robbed before while trying to sell a phone, so I'm telling you right now, it could be dangerous if you're meeting up at night. So always make sure that you're meeting up during the daytime. After going to meet up with a person, they're going to be asking you to put their SIM card in the phone. So of course you want to walk with a SIM card popper so that you could release the little tray and allow them to try out their SIM to make sure that it does work. And you always want to walk with an extra charger, just in case the battery is low on the device, or in case the person wants to buy a charger for an extra price, because those are all opportunities for you to make more money. I'll buy chargers from Amazon in bulk, and then I would offer them as an extra price towards the phone, since most people who are buying a new phone probably don't have a charger for it yet. And now that you've managed to sell the device locally and you've gotten everything taken care of, you're officially a phone reseller. You've done it for once, and now you can do it over and over again, because the process is practically the same. One thing that I did do in order to make this process a lot more smooth for myself is I made a sheet where I got the average price of every device and the amount of storage that it has to determine how much I could sell this phone for. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, go ahead and get your 12 free stocks using the link I have down in the description. And you could also get $30 when you spend $30 on the Raku 10 app. So all those links are going to be down below. So if you guys want to check those out, feel free. And of course, if you guys have any other questions, message me on Instagram at JasonF_, because I am more than happy to answer whatever questions you guys have. Besides that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.
See you, chump.